The courtroom was too quiet. All you could hear was the slow ticking of the old clock on the wall. The kind of silence that feels heavy, like something bad is about to happen. 17-year-old Malik Johnson stood straight in front of the judge's bench. His hands were behind his back, and his eyes stared straight ahead. He wasn't scared, but he was angry. Angry and confused. He had done nothing wrong. The officer who arrested him, Officer Travis Beck, had claimed Malik stole a car. But Malik had proof he was home that night. His school tablet recorded his login time for an online class. He even had a video call with his teacher around the same time a car was stolen. But no one wanted to listen, especially not Judge Harold Knox. Judge Knox was an old man with cold eyes. He looked down at Malik like he wasn't a person, just a number on paper. The courtroom was mostly empty except for Malik's public defender, Officer Beck, and a few people from the court. "Young man," Judge Knox said, leaning forward, "you've been found guilty of grand theft auto, and because this is your second strike." "It's not," Malik spoke up. "That first charge got dropped. I wasn't." "Silence," the judge barked, slamming his gavel down. "One more outburst, and I'll hold you in contempt." Malik bit his lip. He was shaking now, not from fear, but from frustration. He looked at his court-appointed lawyer, who didn't even try to stop the judge. The man just sat there with his hands folded. "Due to your record and lack of remorse," Judge Knox said, "I sentence you to life in prison." The courtroom froze. Life? Even Officer Beck blinked in surprise. Malik took a step back. "Wait, what? You can't be serious." Judge Knox smirked. "You should have thought of that before turning into a criminal." That's when Malik reached into his pocket and pulled out his phone. The bailiff moved forward quickly. "Hey, put that down." Malik held up one hand calmly. "I just need to make one call." The bailiff looked unsure, but stopped. Maybe it was the confidence in Malik's voice. Maybe something about him didn't feel like a scared teen. He dialed. One ring. Two. Then the call connected. "Dad," Malik said, loud enough for the room to hear. "The judge just gave me life." "Yeah, I'm still in the courtroom." There was a pause. Then Malik added, "I think you should come down here. Now." He hung up, and that's when everyone started whispering. Who was his dad? Why'd he sound so sure? And why did the judge suddenly look nervous? Judge Knox shuffled papers, trying to pretend he wasn't sweating under his robe. The courtroom was still quiet, but not the same kind of quiet as before. This time, everyone could feel something was coming. Something big. Then the doors opened. A man in a black suit stepped in, calm and sharp. He walked like he didn't need to rush, but everyone still moved out of his way. Behind him were two federal agents in sunglasses, scanning the room like security cameras. Malik smiled when he saw the man. "Hey, Dad." Judge Knox looked up. His eyes widened just a little, but enough for everyone to notice. The man walked straight up to the judge's bench. "Judge Knox," he said firmly, "I'm U.S. Attorney General James Johnson. I believe you just sentenced my son to life without proper evidence." The judge sat back in his chair. "And Mr. Johnson, I didn't realize." "That's the problem," James interrupted. "You didn't realize. You didn't care. You saw a young black kid standing in front of you and assumed guilt. You didn't even check the facts, and you ignored his constitutional rights." He turned to the court reporter. "Is everything being recorded?" "Yes, sir," she replied quickly. "Good," James said. He looked back at the judge. "Because this courtroom is about to witness a reversal in real time." Officer Beck shifted nervously in his seat. "Sir, I was just doing my job." "Were you?" James asked, stepping toward him. "Because I've seen the footage from your body cam. You turned it off during the arrest. That's a violation of department policy." Beck swallowed hard. James continued. "And Malik was logged into his online class during the time of the car theft. We also have surveillance footage showing the actual suspect, a man twice his size." The judge tried to speak. "I'll review the evidence. Maybe we can schedule, No," James said firmly. "We're not waiting. You're going to dismiss this case. Right now." The entire courtroom held its breath. Judge Knox reached for his gavel. His hand trembled slightly. "Case dismissed," he said finally. "The defendant is free to go." The gavel came down. Bang. The sound echoed louder than before. After court ended, Malik walked outside with his dad. Reporters had already gathered. Cameras flashed. Microphones were pushed toward them. Mr. Johnson, how does it feel knowing your son was wrongfully sentenced? James answered calmly, "This isn't just about my son. This is about a broken system that needs to be held accountable." Malik added, "There are a lot of kids like me who don't have a dad in high places. What happens to them?" That line hit hard. That night, Judge Knox's actions were all over the news. Old cases he handled were brought back into question. People demanded investigations. Protesters stood outside the courthouse the next morning with signs that read, "Justice for all, not just for some, and Malik could be any of us." Officer Beck was suspended pending investigation. He would later be fired and stripped of his badge. But for Malik, the biggest victory wasn't just being free. It was knowing that his voice, even as a teenager, had power. The next week, Malik spoke at a youth center, standing in front of teens just like him. "They thought I was powerless," he told the crowd. But all it took was the truth. And the truth always wins if you don't stay quiet. The room erupted in applause. And somewhere far from the courtroom, another judge turned on the news and thought twice before making another snap judgment.